boys, what's going on? It's Preachy, and we're in the Stormstart Brewery. Looks like these guys have cleared a little part of this. I did just do some testing, okay? I did some testing on the training dummies just to get an idea of how gravy the rotation is now, thinking it would be all sort of like, as promised in the talents video, not much RNG, all pretty cool, everybody's happy. Fucking isn't. What they've done is ruined it with adding... They've removed the RNG of when Shadow Orbs will proc, which is cool, we're happy. Thank you very much for that. What they then decided to do is, for some God knows what reason, is put in 3 different procs which affect your spellcasting. I'm going to show you an example of that while we're in it. It's definitely going to happen. One of the big changes I've noticed, and hopefully we'll see that continued in here, so I'm just not talking out of my anus, that would be a great plan, is that you barely ever get to cast a full-length Mind Flame. Mind Flame now seems in a weird place because of all these damn procs going on. There's procs, let me just show you if I can quickly before we pull. So, okay, so your shadowy apparitions, it's a 20% chance to spawn a shadowy apparition. This grants you a shadow orb, okay? So that means that you need to be using them to get your devouring plague on. Devouring plague is now a very, very short-term dot. It lasts barely any time. But they then added in things like Mind Surge. You have a 10% chance when you deal damage with Vampiric Touch to reset the cooldown of your Mind Blast. Mind Blast, of course, gives us more shadow orbs, which means more devouring plagues. So you've got this other proc going on as well. You also have a Shadow Word Death proc, which can proc at any time and treat the target as if it had no, if it was below 20% health. So you've got to watch out for that as well. Really, really weird stuff. We'll see this. Let's kill the bugger. Oh, they've been swiping on this guy, I guess. Okay. Well, Preacher's ready. Let's fucking rock and roll. Get your dots on. Then get your first Mind Blast off immediately to get that Shadow Orb starting. Then we're filling with a couple of Mind Blasts. And what we're doing right now is we're hoping... There's your first proc, Mind Blast. So you've got to cut off your Mind Flame very, very quickly while you do that. Cut it off again to refresh Vampiric Touch. Oh, Mind Blast is back on. Cut it off again. Then get on your Devouring Plague. Then we'll pop some Shadowy some Archangel. Fire off our Shadow Fiend for extra damage. Again, instant cast Mind Blast proc. We've got some ads. Let's fire some Mind Searing, get some big damage going on all the ads. But we still want to keep that on cooldown. There's another proc. There's a Shadow of Death proc. Keep Mind Searing away. I have no doubt, though, that I'm, in fact, just cheesing the damage. We've still another Mind Blast. Fire off another Mind Plague. Another Mind Blast and a Shadow of Death proc. And another free Mind Blast and a Devouring Plague proc. And another free Mind Blast. This spec is fucked. This is fucking crackers. Some people are going to find this fun. Not me. Let's keep that. I do like that it doesn't matter too much if I let my... another Devouring Plague proc followed by a Shadow of Pain proc. Keep my shield on. I'm just going to single target him down now. That seems... Oh, Shadow of Death proc. Cool. No big deal. Devouring Plague. He's dead. This spec is balked as far as I'm concerned. Mind Flame just seems to serve this ridiculous purpose of trying to get 1 or 2 ticks out of it. And what good is that? Why is the spell there? Why does it work like that? That's insane. Absolutely insane. Really don't get it. So weird. So I'm actually going to open up with a Devouring Plague here if we're going to pull this guy. Oh, we've pulled him anyway, so you better tank it. Get all the dots on. Fire off... Oh, we've got an instant cast Mind Blast proc as well, so I'm instantly back to 2. Are you seeing what I'm talking about, guys? It's absolutely weird spec design. Another Mind Blast. Oh, but we've procced Devouring Plague before that. So to not waste my Shadow Orbs, which is going to be the big key of DPS here, I have to cancel that to make sure I get full use of it. I've got to be honest though, the damage seems really nice. It feels nice. I know I haven't got a damage meter on, and yes, okay, we can try some multi-dotting here. That's quite sweet. Let's get some multi-dotting going. You see, you're ticking for 900s there with your Vampiric Touch. Let's get off of Mind Flame. We've got a Devouring Plague going on that guy. Oh, we've got various orbs here. Can I affect them all with damage? Better cast them on the tank. Yeah, buddy! Hey wee. Another Devouring Plague for you. Oh, I've got another proc. You can have a Devouring Plague as well. Everyone gets Devouring Plague today. I'm going to cast it on the tank. He seems in a good position this time. I'm getting all the aggro in the world here. I'm certainly doing tremendous amounts of damage. I just feel like I am. I kind of know I am, which is pretty funny. Damage for everybody. Look at the damage. So we can say for probably pretty sure Shadow Priests are in a nice damage place. That's for damn sure. This is a ridiculous geared character, by the way. Like it's basically I've set him up for healing as all the windows are broken. The profession windows are completely barked now. So this is, I mean, it's going to be a brief video, guys. We're at the last boss almost. But that's okay. It's enough to show you this complete randomness which is plaguing the spec as far as I'm concerned. It's just so weird. It really is weird that they've designed it in such a way. Let's get a Devouring Plague on that guy. And keep refreshing both with Mind Flay. I mean, you get some periods like this where it doesn't feel random at all. Go on, let me go. Give them both a Mind Flay and a Mind Blast. But your Mind Flay, you're going to be cutting this off all the time for your procs. To make best, because they proc a lot, as you've seen already. They proc all the damn time. They just proc so often. It's not even a case of, there you go, another one. And down you go. Put a shield on, I think I pulled some aggro there. Oh, Mind Seal. Yummy, yummy Mind Seal. Instant cast, proc, Devouring Plague proc, Mind Blast proc, Shadow of Death proc, Mind Blast proc, Devouring Plague. Oh my lord. Maybe the Shadow Priests like this, but I don't. This is just so random. And just Mind Blast, Shadow of Pain proc. There's so many procs, I'm actually confusing the words on how many procs there are. So weird. The only thing stable in my life right now is body and soul. What does that tell you? Although mana is obviously great. No problems at all with mana. But yeah, man, so weird. So weird. At least you keep your Shadow Orbs for quite a while, so you can probably build them up before a boss now, which is pretty sweet. I like that. So that's going to proc Devouring Plague. That's going to proc Devouring Shadow of Pain. Now we can try and Mind Flay for a little second. Oh no, got a Mind Blast proc. And I got another Shadow of Death proc. And then Shadowy Apparitions screw it up entirely, because sometimes you end up then with your Devouring Plague situation. Can I DPS these? It would appear so. Another one, another proc. So many procs, my lord. I mean, with all this downtime, it's probably not even that bad that we have to, we can go with Power Infusion. Let's fire off the Archangel. That works out quite well. And another proc on that. Oh, bubble, please. Oh, Archangel during a bubble. Give me a bubble. Another proc. Fresh to Vampiric Touch. What's going on here? Why can't I target anything? I can't target nothing. Shitty boss. This boss is super boring, by the way. No matter. Don't stand near me in case you get that weird stuff. Luckily, I can move with all my procs and just keep the DPS rocking. Moving is no problem to a Shadow Priest now. Why we've got all this? It's so counterintuitive. We've got all this stuff. Proc. It's got all these things that we can now cast instant cast Shadow of Death, instant cast Mind Blast. All this stuff, which is cool, but they then teamed it up with all these different ways of moving really quickly, which just seems so backwards to me. It really does. Let's get the Shower Fiend in for some extra damage. Why the hell not? Another one, Devouring Plague proc. Grab my booble. Can't DPS anything. Fine. Oh, I've got an instant cast proc again. Ugh, gotta use it. I think I've still got this bubble phase wrong. I don't even know what happens now. Okay, there we go. Fire for another Archangel, why not? Because we're just going to get proc soon. See if Mind Flay is just taking... There you go, Mind Flay cancelled again. These things are procking so often that Shadow of Death is another proc, another Shadow of Death proc. It's not difficult to play by any means. It's just frustrating because you kind of just want to do a filler like a Mind Flayer. You just want to nicely just let that happen. But you can't. Because there's just so much extra jazz going on. Finally, Mind Blast has actually reset it on its own. Without the assistance of some random proc. Shadow of Death. Oh, he bubbled me doing Shadow of Death. That's lame. Lame, bro. Come on. Yeah, do all your stuff. No one cares, man. Another proc. Devouring Plague. Cool. And down he goes. There you go, guys. That's the Shadow Priest overview. I know it's pretty short, so I'll just give you a quick summary. This proc business, this randomness to the spec was what they seem to be trying to eliminate, but they just haven't. They've just gone and spoiled it with all these other weird things going on. I will say damage feels fantastic, but my God, is this just weird. Poor old Mind Flayer is just, please cast me. Please, please cast me. I beg of you to cast me. And it's just not happening whatsoever. But the damage feels fine overall. But there you go, guys. That's the Shadow Priest look over in beta. I'll watch for any changes and then I'll redo a video for it if it's needed. Okay, guys? You take it easy. That's Preachy out.